that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections. Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side. And then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern.
To get to the point of an apology, we had to threaten a lawsuit, Jesse. And by the way, we're still entertaining it. We're talking to some of the best lawyers out there that are experts in this. And as you know, these things can be very complicated. There's a lot of facts and circumstances around it. But we're not going to let this go, because you should not be able to smear 5,000 high school and college kids and then just be able to walk.
Whoopi Goldberg just hit full meltdown mode on live TV. And no, it wasn't triggered by Joy Bahar's latest fashion fail. This time, this was something else entirely. All went down after Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly tag-teamed a takedown so ruthless, even Simon Cowell would have said, too far. 1 minute Whoopi was chilling, sipping on smugness. The next, she looked like someone was about to flip the table and call security.
The founder and CEO of Turning Point USA and the author of the new book, The College Scam. So, Charlie, do you accept The View's apology?
I mean, regardless of whether or not I accept it, the question is, do our students accept it? That's really what's at heart here. They went after our 5,000 students at our event there of high school and college kids. And look, I get attacked all the time. People say false things. I'm a public figure. But when you go after 16 and 17-year-olds that travel from across the country that then have to live for the rest of their life with a shat.
Whatever they said hit deep, like real deep. IT didn't just ruffle feathers. It straight up sent her SAS circuits into overdrive. Think full-on chaos. We're talking energy hotter than your ex's group chat after a cheating scandal breaks. Now let's talk about the meltdown no one was ready for. America's queen of clapbacks, the self-declared oracle of I know better. Looked like she'd just scrolled through 1-star reviews of her own attitude. That signature eye roll. Gone. Replaced by wide-eyed disbelief and the kind of panic you only see when someone realizes the cameras are still rolling. It wasn't a bad day moment. It was a full daytime soap villain plot twist, minus the dramatic music. And the ones behind this chaos? Oh, just the ultimate unexpected duo of public destruction, Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly. Not a team you'd ever want aiming at you. When they came for her, they didn't throw shade, they blacked out the whole studio. But here's the kicker, this mess didn't pop up out of thin air. Nah, this drama's been simmering under the surface, and now it's boiling over. Let's rewind the tape and break down exactly how we got to this TV
They're
disaster.
disgusting. She's Anna Navarro, in your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space
Whoopi,
he goes.
Sitting high on her squeaky leather throne like a drama queen in full control, had been spiraling into a streak of chaotic word salad that no teleprompter could save. Picture this. Someone trying to juggle flaming swords blindfolded while giving a last-minute TED Talk on geopolitics, all before their double-shot espresso hits. That's the energy Whoopi has been bringing lately. Every time she opens her mouth, it's like spinning the wheel on verbal roulette. You never know if you're getting a conspiracy rant, a bizarre analogy, or an opinion bomb so wild it sends producers into panic mode, clawing for the commercial break like it's a fire alarm. Each episode has become a minefield of unscripted chaos. To this point, The View isn't a talk show anymore. It's a reality show staged inside a group chat from 2016 that never got archived. It's like someone dropped a college debate club in the middle of a Facebook brawl and said, "Go live." The show's original goal, meaningful conversations. What it's turned into, a shouting match where common sense gets side-eyed, and any actual nuance is treated like it's contagious.
They needed to do that, Jesse, is because if they told their audience the truth, that when gas is the most expensive it's been, flights are super expensive, that 5,000 kids decided to spend a weekend in summer traveling across the country to go hear from conservative speakers, maybe the audience of The View would think twice about all of their ideas. That's why they felt so compelled to try to smear our wonderful summit this last.
Oh, she's not just a panelist. She's the full production crew in one body. 1 second, she's coaching the conversation. The next, she's the play-by-play commentator. And just when things get too wild, she blows the whistle like a one-woman referee calling fouls on herself. She dishes out her truths with the confidence of someone who skimmed a headline and turned it into a personal TED Talk, sprinkled with just enough certainty to sound official, even when it's wildly off base. This isn't random chaos. This is premium, 5 days, 8 week, hand-delivered confusion for the masses. Oh, of course, it didn't take long before she caught the attention of America's outrage machine. Enter Charlie Kirk, storming out of the algorithm mist like he was summoned by a bat signal made of eye rolls and viral clips. The man's basically allergic to coastal elite nonsense, and Whoopi's segment was dripping in it. With the accuracy of a sniper and the enthusiasm of someone with a vendetta, he locked on and boom, no warning, no warm-up.
You know, in Monday's conversation about Turning Point USA, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me. And it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay. So
Kirk took that moment and blew it wide open. He didn't just respond. He performed. He didn't toss a petty comment into the wind. He staged a full-on, multi-platform roast with lights, camera, and intellectual destruction. This wasn't criticism. This was an ambush with receipts. With the precision of a cable news ninja, he sliced through Whoopi's rant so hard. It looked like the teleprompter flinched, by the end of it. Even the stage lights were probably reconsidering their contract, in Charlie. Kirk's version of events, this wasn't just some celeb talking out of pocket. Nah, this was a high-definition crash course on what happens when Hollywood stars try to cosplay as international policy experts. He wasn't just calling out Whoopi, he was dragging the entire View squad into the spotlight. According to him, they weren't just a little lost or slightly off base, they were in another galaxy. Think red carpets floating in space, sipping lattes in zero gravity while preaching to Earth-like. They still had signal.
Say this what do you call it? This Turning Point conference with all the smoke. What are they smoking something down there, or it's like whatever. Anyway, they were out there. They were in the front of out there in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs.
Whoa, the drama! Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA, threatened to sue The View, and let me tell you, the nonsense that ensued is really
Kirk. The show had stopped reflecting real people a long time ago. Now, it's a glamorized echo chamber wrapped in Gucci scarves and echoing nothing but recycled elitist takes. Daytime TV turned into a designer soapbox with no foot on the ground. And once he dropped that perspective, he did not back off. He cranked out clips, rants, podcast episodes, and tweets like a man on a mission, and let the internet eat it up. Whoopi didn't just trend, she exploded. Served cold, crispy, and algorithm. Approved. But just when you thought it couldn't get messier, boom, enter Megyn Kelly. Not a hype woman, not a sidekick. Think high heels, courtroom energy, and the vibe of someone who reads the fine print before torching it. Where Kirk went in like a sledgehammer, Megyn showed up like the quiet storm. She didn't rant, she dissected. She peeled Whoopi's rant apart layer by layer, labeled each piece, filed it under delusional. And then flipped on the bright fluorescent lights so everyone could see. The mess. The glam? Gone. The drama? Elevated. And Whoopi? She was suddenly very, very quiet. Megyn Kelly handled the whole situation like a seasoned detective at a high-profile crime scene.
They asked him about that moment. Watch this, SOT 36.
When the vice president was here, I asked her if she would have done something differently than your administration over the past 4 years. And because of all the successes that your administration had, I think her response was, there is not a thing that comes to mind. Now, that answer was weaponized against her, and there has been some reporting that you...
Collected and lethal. She wasn't just pointing out one mistake, she was exposing a pattern. A string of high-profile flops that turned Whoopi from award-winning icon into a regular guest on the internet's trending wall of shame, and not for the reasons you'd want, no yelling, no over-the-top theatrics. Just a cool, clinical takedown that hit way harder than any scream fest ever could. This wasn't a courtroom drama. This was an operating table. And Megyn, she was the one holding the scalpel. While Kirk came in hot like a wrecking ball of political ammo, Megyn kept it icy. No rage, just receipts, and a vibe so sharp it cut through Whoopi's media persona like silk. She rolled out a timeline of Whoopi's public missteps like she was pinning evidence to a board. Each moment built the case that this wasn't just a one-off slip, it was a slow slide into pop culture irrelevance, a fall from grace happiest off her game. She hadn't updated it in years. Maybe the icon had been coasting, riding waves from past winds while the world moved on without her. And in an era where one viral moment can make or break you, that kind of stagnancy, it's career poison, be why the time Megyn was done. Whoopi's public image looked less like a media fortress and more like a crumbling old brand that even HGTV would side-eye. And Megyn, she didn't gloat. She didn't drag it out. She just turned, heels clicking, and waka they'd passed a celebrity car crash. T was a full-throttle, flaming collision of egos, backlash, and hot takes that Whoopi definitely didn't have penciled in on her bingo card. This wasn't a scandal, it was a digital demolition derby.